This one is called Black Ops 6 Negativity is Misunderstood. What I am hoping for in this video is that he talks about the negative aspects of this game, including skill-based matchmaking, maps, maybe connection, weapon balance, things like that, and try to explain how it is misunderstood and will be changed or interpreted differently. I want another take on what the bad things of the game are. So let's have a watch. And
on YouTube for us to here. Hope you guys are doing well.
I'm doing okay.
As we embark on the second weekend of the Black Ops 6 beta, I want to remind you all that there's going to be a lot of negativity towards this beta.
There always is.
The next few days and upcoming
He called
weeks.
it. He called it.
But embrace it, because I think a lot of the negativity has been misunderstood.
Okay, tell me more.
People look at the negative approach that YouTubers like myself have towards Call of Duty, and they think, wow, we're a bunch of haters. We just don't want Call of Duty to be good. We don't want people to have fun playing Call of Duty.
One sec. I want to check something out. I want to see what the rest of his videos look like. Okay, internet, you can do this. I believe in you, internet. Come on, internet. Okay. Polarized community, predatory gameplay loop, worried, negativity and misunderstanding. These maps suck. False bans, the truth about skill-based matchmaking, embarrassment. Okay, so most of his videos are negative. But I have faith in the video.
When in reality, it's the complete and utter opposite. I look at Black Ops 6, for instance, and I see flaws within the game. But there's aspects that I like.
Okay.
But what's going to...
This is already way better than a Blame Truth video or anything like that.
Do the developers more good? What's going to be better to talk about within this community? All of the good things or the negative things so they can be fixed before the game goes live? Obviously the latter. It's a beta after all. As much as there are good things with the beta, and I do want to highlight that in a future video.
Okay, he's not going to talk about them here.
Right
so
now,
we're going to talk about the negative ones?
It's important to be negative. It's important to be critical.
Okay, I actually do agree with this. It's important to be critical as long as you are giving feedback as to how it can be better. If you were, like, for example, when I made my skill-based matchmaking video, I said that skill-based matchmaking bad, especially in the way that it is. I think there should be a protected bracket and then everyone else plays amongst each other. There should be a wider variety of games that you get into as opposed to just having this very limited amount of things. Jaden, I appreciate the 100 bits. You're a legend, my friend. That is what I believe skill-based matchmaking should look like moving forward. Good morning to you, Jaden. I appreciate your streamly bits. Every single stream, you're consistent, my friend.
That the game has so they can be rectified as soon as possible. Because the goal here, at least for myself, is to use my platform in the most constructive way possible to help Call of Duty get better. And I get it.
And this is what I've been trying to do with my reviews of it, and I think most people, including like Exclusive Ace, Jordan's video we're going to watch in a minute, that is the way to actually provide constructive feedback. And don't get me wrong, if the game is garbage, like we saw with Modern Warfare 2, I will tell you the game is garbage.
I don't have much influence. But if I can say one or two things that sticks with this community and it grows from there, it can have a positive impact. I mean, just another voice saying the spawns suck could lead to spawn changes, because it sounds like that's what Treyarch is going to focus on. If I say, hey, player visibility sucks, and that catches on.
All right, let me ask, he brings up a point here. I didn't find player visibility bad. In fact, out of all of the betas, I kind of found it the best out of anything we've had beta-wise. Did you guys find, like, this is like a legitimate question, did you guys find player visibility difficult in the beta? Yeah, people grind the game. It's sad that people only buy the game to grind guns for a month to get ready for Warzone. Okay, so no, train map was bad. No, pretty solid. No, it was perfect. No, only far away. Some maps when there's a lot of smoke. Okay, Scud might be one that I agree with. So people were saying that the nameplates above heads needed to be bigger. I didn't seem to have a problem, but this was a comment that I saw a lot. Like a lot. So I don't know. And by the way, by the end of the second weekend, someone just said footsteps in the chat there. By the end of the second weekend, I heard footsteps everywhere. like all over the place. When someone wasn't running Ninja, I heard them like maybe 90% of the time. So I think they really did work on that in the second weekend. Anyway,
maybe we see improvements to player visibility. It all does not come from a place of hate. It actually comes from a place of love. I love these games. I love this franchise. I want to see it succeed.
Such a better take than what we just watched.
Be the best it can possibly be. And unfortunately, right now, I see a franchise that is complacent with mediocrity.
Okay.
This is a $1 billion franchise. Call of Duty makes over $1 billion.
Yeah, remember when we were watching the last video and I said that if you're going to argue something, at least have a salient point that you can argue, something that makes sense, something that comes down to like a point you can stand behind. Already a better example of this.
And yet they are completely okay with being a mediocre game that would rate itself at a 4 to 6 out of 10.
I think they are okay with scoring 7s. I think 7 is the number that he should have actually said there.
Now, to me, that's embarrassing. That's unacceptable. But yet we allow Activision to be okay with that type of rating because we don't hold them accountable. Because there's this section of the...
Let me give you a other media example of this. Name a set of very popular movie franchises, like a movie franchise that has like more than 3 movies, more than like a trilogy. Like the one that comes to mind is like Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible is okay with scoring 7s because they know they're going to make millions and millions of dollars because everyone is going to go see it in and out. And instead of making one movie every 8 years and having it be a 10 out of 10 and only making $100 million off of that, they're going to make 5 movies that are 7s and make $60 million off of each of them. That is Call of Duty. Make sense? Jaden says, I'm paying you those bits. Just promise me never to watch that last video ever again. Fair enough. Fair enough. It was a bad one.
Player population of this community that likes to be overly positive towards Call of Duty. I'd even approach it as being toxically positive towards Call of Duty. And that's not okay either. I don't think being overwhelmingly negative, toxic negativity never gets us anywhere. If you can be constructively negative, I think that's a good thing. That's what I try to do. But also the inverse is the same. If you're always positive all the time and you never strive for things to get better and you're never critical of things, you're left with
T-Mart. When T-Mart used to make Call of Duty videos, if you know that,
$1 billion franchise
always
that is
positive.
complacent with mediocre games. I know deep in my heart, as much as I say negative things towards Call of Duty and its developers, I know that if the back was against the wall for Activision and they needed their developers to create an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10 game,
I kind of think that's what this game needs to be.
I know they could do it, and that's why I hold them in such high regard. That's why I have such high standards and expectations, is because I know that they can achieve it. They have unlimited funds at their disposal. They can get the best developers.
Well, not unlimited,
they can hire
but
the best graphic designers. They can literally get anything they want with the money they have. And yet they don't do it because we all continue to feed the machine.
Yeah.
We all continue to be complacent and allow Call of Duty.
I don't think complacent's the right word, but...
And I'm tired of seeing Call of Duty be mid. That's why this channel has meandered to being so negative, is because I have to call it out. I have this small little platform that I like to use as a means to voice my frustrations with the franchise. It does not mean I don't love Call of Duty. It does not mean that I hate
just
this
to be
game.
clear, this isn't the video that I was expecting out of this, but I think this is an important video for the Call of Duty community as a whole. I thought this was going to be explaining the things that people don't like about Black Ops 6 and why they are misunderstood, like the maps, for example. But this is more so just talking about why people complain about the game. And this is actually explaining the difference between someone like Blame Truth and... I don't know, someone else who actually cares about the game and wants it to be good. Blame Truth doesn't want the game to be good. It is beneficial for him to have a bad game. He wants the game to be bad as possible. Whereas everyone else wants the game to be good and they're trying to give positive
not a hater
or
of Black Ops
constructive
6.
feedback.
I'm somebody who wants to see it get better.
Frost coming in with 1,000 biddies. This guy seems more smart, better than the last guy. Never again. Everyone hated that last guy so much. Hey, I was right there with you. It'll make for a really funny YouTube video, though. I will say that.
The perfect example that I can use.
I appreciate the bits, Frost. You're a legend.
Progression from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3, because of the overwhelming outcry from the Call of Duty community.
This is a W take. This is more people need to talk about this, because I completely agree with this. The complaints that Modern Warfare 2 had, Modern Warfare 3 came along, and Sledgehammer essentially didn't release a new game, but they fixed Modern Warfare 2. And yes, you probably shouldn't have had to pay $70 for it, and especially with the crappy campaign, but they listened and they actually fixed the game. And it went from me never wanting a Sledgehammer game ever again because I hated Vanguard, to actually being like, okay, their next game could cook.
Many of the errors that Modern Warfare 2 made were rectified in Modern Warfare 3. But if we were all complacent and we were all overly positive about Modern Warfare 2, I guarantee you, red dots would not be on the minimap in Modern Warfare 3. The post-launch support and content would never have been as good as what we had. Dead silence would not be a perk, and perks would still be timed. All of this
I forgot about that
gameplay experience. But because we always have to be positive, and you can't criticize the great Activision, nothing will change. But luckily, that's not the world we live in. We held them accountable for bad design choices, and they improved vastly. Like, I haven't played Modern Warfare 3 in quite some time, but even when I left, there was more content in that game than there was the entirety of the Modern Warfare 2 lifecycle. That is a healthy improvement. And we already can tell that even though I don't love the maps in Black Ops 6, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I can still see a path forward to this game being well supported and having some great content. But saying that the maps are bad right now might get them to fix and change some of the aspects of their maps for future release.
Why are people saying the maps are bad? Like, I'm gonna keep playing this video, but like give me examples of in chat, because I don't feel that way, but I want to understand why people are.
And that's the goal. Hold them accountable. Criticize them when it is necessary to do so. Don't just blindly do it. Don't just hate the game to hate the game. I think that kind of stuff is overly toxic. But approaching it from a critical point of view and saying, I'm doing this because in my mind, these suggestions are going to make the game better. Like, who wouldn't agree?
Ty comes in. I like zombies. Just saying. Oh, and never play that brain dead dude again. Okay, I get it, guys. We will never play that dude again. I promise.
Very few people. Who wouldn't agree?
Appreciate it, Ty.
Better servers would make Call of Duty better. Very few people. Who wouldn't agree that matchmaking being improved wouldn't make Call of Duty better? All these things are said to be critical of the game, but also to see the end result be more positive for the franchise. Call of Duty isn't where...
Man of Stealth coming in and gifting 2 tier 1 subs. You let Man of Stealth now up to 132. I agree with everyone else. Man of Stealth coming in, gifting subs, and just being like, yeah, that guy's never getting played either. All right, I get it, guys. Never again. And you're 204 total gifted subs to the channel, 132 this month. You goddamn legend. And we get a hype train going.
Where it is today, without criticism, without this community being a little bit critical. It's important that we do so. Because I look at some of the best progressions we've had in Call of Duty. COD 4 to Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2.
Back to the maps. I don't feel like they're bad. I feel like the spawns are bad. I think medium and small maps are good, as big map makes it hard to get into gunfights and find enemy players. Yeah, I've never seen people say that they want large maps, but I feel like that's the major complaint with the maps right now. Like, is it more so like Scud and the Last Strike map that was added were the only maps I didn't like? Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Scud actually kind of grew on me, but yeah. Lord says, I don't know, I don't like them. I don't fully understand why. I'm trying to like
Black Ops 1,
because
those were key
common
changes that needed to be made. Modern Warfare 2, as well esteemed as that game is, It had a broken system with stopping power being a crutch perk. Well, Black Ops 1 learned from that. And they said, okay, we're not going to allow this. There's going to be no stopping power in the game. And from that point forward, there's never been stopping power again. They also looked at it and they said...
But there was Juggernaut, right? After Black Ops 1? It's so total side note, but...
kill streaks was a little bit oppressive, so we're going to change that. And they did, and it worked out. There's a lot of reasons why Black Ops 1 is highly regarded. It's not just the fact that the campaign is good and the zombies is great. It's because they made meaningful changes and progressions from one multiplayer to the next. And we could say the same with MW3. People were getting frustrated that they weren't being rewarded for playing the objective. Well, you got objective points now that helped you get closer to your kill streaks. And still one of the best things that they did in that game was have the specialist streak, which I'd love to see return to Call of Duty at some point.
I wonder if they'll do that.
But they also learned from the mistake of Second Chance Pro and Ghost Pro that completely destroyed and at least affected in a negative way Black Ops 1's gameplay. They changed up Ghost Pro so...
Richie says, hey, do you think you could go back to the last guy? His video seemed insightful.
It was in 2 different perks. I think it was called Assassin and Blind Eye, if I recall correctly. And then they completely removed Second Chance from the game. A great change. And then from from Modern Warfare 3 to Black Ops 2, again, meaningful changes were made. Score streaks were implemented.
Jesus. Mr. M7 coming in gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the channel. You mad lad. I love you, man. Your videos and streams are very entertaining and helpful. On behalf of the 10 buddies and me, we say do not open a video from that last guy and keep going with this great content. I didn't know watching a horrible video would make you guys so passionate to gift subs and do bits and everything, but and then Die Grew, I don't know how to say your name, I just keep calling you Die, comes in and gifts 5 tier 1 subs as well. Oh my, okay, what on earth is going on, dude? Die comes in and gives 5 tier 1s, and then Man of Stealth just comes in and just goes, you know what, here's another 10 gifted. And then Frost comes in and just donates another 5 gifted. Mr. M7 comes in and gives another 10, and then Die comes in and gives another 5. But yeah, we have now set a new record for hype trains. Oh my god, dude, Man of Stealth just came in and gifted another 10. What on earth is going on? Let's try this again.
And Blind Eye, if I recall correctly, and then they completely removed Second Chance from the game. A great change. And then from Modern Warfare 3 to Black Ops 2, again, meaningful changes were made. Score streaks were implemented. A completely new create a class system was implemented. All of this led to a more enjoyable game.
So this is what I was saying. So by this logic of what he is saying, that everything that they have changed and edited and made different game after game after game after game has made for a more enjoyable Call of Duty. So saying that alludes to the fact that Call of Duty is better now than it ever has been before. And I think in some ways you can argue that, but I don't agree with that. I think that some things and changes that they have made have actually made Call of Duty worse. Why is it eliminations now and not kills? That's the same way it was in Cold War, and I believe that's the same way it was in Black Ops 4.
That inner competition to learn from their past mistakes to improve for future titles seemed to be the driving force in what made Call of Duty so successful early on. Even looking at some of their advanced movement games.
A perfect example of that is skill-based matchmaking, right? Like, they continue to make that change because they see the numbers and how it affects the game, but players say it sucks. So yeah, not every improvement that they make is actually better.
The lessons they learned from Advanced Warfare to Black Ops 3 were massive. There's a reason why I love Black Ops 3, even though it's an advanced movement game. They perfected it in that game. But if you fast forward to now, it doesn't feel like they're learning from past mistakes necessarily. They did so with MW3. They definitely didn't do so with Modern Warfare 2. They didn't do so with Call of Duty Vanguard. They didn't do so with Black Ops Cold War in some cases. I want to see resolutions to past mistakes. One of the best examples I can use of Treyarch learning from their past mistake is the fact they completely changed the kill streak system again here in Black Ops 6 versus the...
Hey, great feedback, right? Like, I still don't agree with like the total score streak score in Black Ops 6, but the score streak system was garbage in Black Ops Cold War. I honestly, I liked Cold War as a game. I was good at Cold War as a game. I couldn't stand playing Cold War because of the score streak system, and the score streaks and kill streaks are an instrumental part of Call of Duty. Hence why I don't enjoy Face Off as much as other people do. I like score streaks. I like earning these things. It's that dopamine hit that I get. But the system in Cold War was so horrible, they removed it. Great example. Great example.
Cold War. Cold War is a good game. I still hold that as fact. I believe in that game. I like it. But I never liked the score streak system.
Completely agree with you.
I'm glad that they changed it for Black Ops 6. It hasn't been in any of the previous games, so if you never played Black Ops Cold War, you never experienced it. But trust me, what we have in Black Ops 6 is far better. It's nice to see them learn from their mistakes, rectify them, and try to improve. And that's why I think that negativity is a good thing sometimes, as long as it's approached critically. Being negative for the sake of negative is toxic. The same way that being positive for the sake of being positive is toxic. Neither of these things help us get to a better endpoint. Neither of these help the game progress. But if we
Agreed.
approach it with criticism and with the mindset of improving the franchise, we get to a point where we can improve the game. And if we improve the game, hopefully we'll enjoy it more, and Activision wins in the end too, because we're playing the game more often.
And then they'll make more money.
So those are my thoughts on it. I really hope you understand my point of view here. And now I open the floor up.
So I think, wait, let me finish this video, and then I want to give you an example of something I've done like
Tell
this.
me your biggest criticisms of Call of Duty right now. Be honest with where this game is at. Do you think it's great? Do you think it's bad? What would you change? Find critical points of improvement for Call of Duty. And heck, if you're really interested in doing it as well, I'd invite you to find some criticism for this channel as well, because I'm always looking to improve. So if you have anything that...
I love this guy's attitude. When we started watching this video, I thought this was going to be bad again because every video on his channel looked negative. But I love that attitude of, man, if you got criticisms for me, I just want to get better. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
That's been bugging you. If you have anything that you want to see on this channel, let me know in that comment section. Honestly, I'm looking forward to reading it after a video like this. So I thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to go play some Black Ops 6, and I'm looking forward to it. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. But until next time, see you later. Bye.
Much better video. And I want to give you an example of something that I have done like this. Something that I was hypercritical about in Modern Warfare 3, and the reason why I did it. And that is, of course, the story. We all know the campaign blew. It was horrible. Nobody liked it. But I gave them a little bit of leeway. I said, if they end up on a cliffhanger like they did at the end of the campaign, they can still knock it out of the park in the seasonal cutscenes that they do every single season. They didn't. It freaking sucked. The story in those cutscenes has nothing to do with the overall story of Modern Warfare, and it freaking sucked. Period. End of story. Brutal. We all know it. The reason why I do that is because I don't want to see that ever again. I want to see seasonal stories that I can make videos about, talk about, and improve the story of the overall game, like Black Ops Cold War did. So saying these things isn't just, I'm not just doing it to be negative and be pissed off like I was at the last guy's video. I was doing this to actually improve what Call of Duty is and what they do as a whole. Anyway, much better video. I like the point you were making. It's something that isn't said very much. It didn't even necessarily have to do that much with Black Ops 6, but you made some good points in there about improvements in games and everything like that. So yes, much better video.